Narcissism can manifest at work in a variety of ways, potentially impacting team dynamics and interpersonal relationships. In this video, I want to present to you a scenario where you can see what it's like to navigate narcissism in the workplace and give you tools should you be experiencing the same kind of drama and trauma. Welcome to the Agile Leader with me, Pia Fitzgerald, where I provide tools for increasing confidence, connection, and collaboration. Let's take a look at a case study on navigating narcissism in the workplace. All right, here's the backdrop. Maria, she's a project manager at a mid-sized tech company. Recently, a new team member, John, has joined her project team. John has impressive credentials and quickly made an impact. However, Maria and the rest of the team soon noticed problematic behaviors. John often seems to take credit for other people's work. Probably has never happened to you. But John, he has this habit of taking credit for things that doesn't quite belong to him. He dismisses other team members' ideas and seeks constant admiration from the supervisors. These narcissistic tendencies are causing tension, reducing team morale, and hindering collaboration. Let me share an incident. During a critical project meeting, Maria proposed a new strategy to tackle a major obstacle. John immediately dismissed her idea. No surprise there, right? Claiming it was impractical and suggesting his own instead. John has a lot of nerve, right? Well, he monopolized the discussion, undermining Maria's authority in front of the team and senior management. As a result, the meeting ended without a clear plan, and team members felt frustrated and undervalued. So I want to ask you a few questions. One of the things you want to do when addressing a situation like this, you want to identify the behavior. What specific narcissistic behaviors has John exhibited? And how do these behaviors affect team dynamics and project outcomes? 2, you want to also take immediate action. What should Maria do immediately following the meeting to address the situation with John? How can she manage the team's morale in the short term? That's important. You want to get them back up. Number 3, you want to think of some long-term strategies. What long-term strategies can Maria implement to handle John's behavior while maintaining team cohesion and productivity? How can she ensure that all team members feel valued and heard? Number 4, you want to seek organizational support. What role should HR, if any, and senior management play in resolving this issue, if any? How can the organization create policies to prevent and manage similar behaviors in the future? And if it's not the organization overall, in that department, on that team, what policies can be put in place to help with that kind of energy? Let me give you some solutions to think about. Not written in stone, but things for you to consider. So 1, I told you want to make sure you identify the behavior. You want to point to specific things. You don't want to just say, oh, they're being a narcissist. Oh my gosh, please don't do that. Don't put a label on people. Don't diagnose people. Don't put people in a box. It's not your job. It's not going to give you any kind of good solutions to move forward. So you want to identify the behavior. So in this situation, specific behaviors that could have been identified, that John dismisses other people's ideas. That's pretty clear. Takes credit for their work. That's clear. Seeks constant admiration and undermines colleagues. And let me talk a little bit about that seek constant admiration. Identify it, but we're not necessarily going to tell John that that's the issue. Just want to make sure that's clear. This is for your note-taking purposes as the leader, so that you can find out a way to address it. Think about the impact that these behaviors are having. All right, that's the key thing. They can have these behaviors all day, till the cows come home, but it's about how is it affecting the team. These behaviors that John's displaying lead to decreased team morale, poor collaboration, and inefficient project outcomes. That's the bottom line. Number 2, taking immediate action. That would be your next step. Addressing John. Maria should schedule a private meeting with John to discuss his behavior. She should use specific examples and focus on how his actions affect the team and the project. Keep it focused on what it needs to be focused on so that the person doesn't jump to, to the defense or, get all offended and then everything just goes to the left. Team morale. This is something you'll want to think about. Maria should acknowledge the team's contributions publicly and ensure everyone knows their input is valued. She might hold a follow-up meeting to discuss the strategy in a more inclusive manner. So those are two immediate actions, addressing John and team morale. Number 3, looking at long-term strategies. Some long-term strategies for Maria might be setting boundaries. Maria should establish clear expectations and guidelines for meetings and teamwork, emphasizing respect and collaboration. She also, even if she does that, she may go a step further and as a team, have the team come together with these shared boundaries. Usually I find that teams go a lot further. There's more cohesion when they work together to establish these norms on how they're going to operate. People like to be seen and heard, and that helps with that process. Doing that helps with that. Another long-term strategy, providing feedback. Regular, structured, let me say it differently. Consistent, structured feedback sessions can help address ongoing issues and provide John with clear performance expectations. Another long-term strategy, provide mentorship or training. Offer John mentorship or training on teamwork and communication skills. This might help mitigate some of that narcissistic energy. Now, you might want to look at some other videos on how to do that in the most optimal way for John so that he can receive it and not be offended by it. You don't want you want to make sure when you present something to John that you're doing it as a gift and not as an attack. All right. If you could even make it seem like it's his idea, that's even better. All right. But providing mentorship and training. And even with that teamwork, you want to make sure maybe it's not called teamwork, but that's the objective. Maybe it's called something else so that, again, John can receive it. I'll do more videos if you need help with that. You have to let me know in the comments because I know a lot of times people say, oh, they need to help with learning how to. Sometimes some words just aren't effective. But anyway, as the leader, this is something that you're writing up in your plan for your strategies. Number 4, you'll want to hopefully you don't, but if you do, seek organizational support. Organizational support could be getting resources to help with team training on these different issues. But HR involvement might be something, I've seen this happen. HR might need to be informed about the issue so that the situation can be monitored and be able to provide guidance and mediation if necessary. Each HR department is different. Ideally, they're the people, and they should be able to help you deal with peoply things. But all HR departments are not like that. Policies and training. What policies and training are in place or that occur on a regular basis that promote this respectful and collaborative environment? So if there's no organizational version, at least there could be one within the department, your team as a leader. Regular training, consistent training on interpersonal skills and managing difficult behaviors can be beneficial. It amazes me. See, people call that stuff soft skills, which I don't understand. There are so many terms I want people to start getting rid of, like soft skills, because it minimizes the very thing that needs to be occurring. People are people. Nothing happens without people, unless we get to a point where AI is taking over, but that's a whole nother conversation. We need people to do the work. So why are we calling it soft skills? Because our most important assets are people. So having regular training on how to deal and interact in a healthy way with people, oh my gosh, why are we calling it soft? We can just retire that. Just like we can retire best practices, but that's a whole nother conversation. I got too many best conversations for another day, right? Anyway, regular training on interpersonal skills and managing difficult behaviors can be beneficial. By addressing John's behavior directly and implementing both immediate and long-term strategies, Maria can help restore a positive and productive team environment. Organizational support is crucial in creating an environment where all employees feel respected and valued. Ensuring such issues are managed effectively and proactively, not reactively, often though we kind of wait to that. At any rate, before I go, let me leave you with a little chuckle. You ready? Why don't you ever ask a narcissist for directions? Because they only know one way, their way. If you found I found a useful tip in this video, or if I warmed the cockles of your heart, I would appreciate you hitting the like button and sharing feedback in the comments below. And remember to subscribe. Subscribe. Doesn't hurt you, doesn't cost you to subscribe, to help bring more valuable content designed to enhance your personal and professional development. Thank you so much for watching and have a winning week. Bye-bye.